down here with Adam Perry, General Manager of Motorsport for V8 Supercars Australia. Adam, I know you were up very late last night, mate, working on some of these penalties. Just talk us through some of the outcomes from what we've just seen.
Yeah, well, as you know, being an ex-driver, you'd understand the difficulties you have to sometimes do to try and to make a fair decision. You know, when there's multiple cars involved in incidents and stuff like that, you know, we've got an obligation to have a look at all the vision and any sort of evidence that we can to come up with a fair decision. So in the end, we've applied some penalties overnight, which we believe are fair and just to the outcome that and the amount of involvement those drivers are involved in the accident. So, and those being that Whincup got a 25-point penalty for bumping into the back of Winterbottom on turn 14 at the restart, and then that gave him some track advantage, so that's why we applied that penalty there. And then we applied a 25-point penalty to Mark Winterbottom for turning Jamie around at turn 1, which is a result of him gaining track position, we believe. And then further to that, we also applied a penalty to Shane Van Gisbergen for overlapping or actually passing before the control line at the start as well. And so we think basically overall it was a fair application of the rules and penalties, and I think justice has been done.
Now, Adam, a lot of conjecture yesterday, a lot going on. You've been up late last night awarding the penalties. The boys have talked a lot about that. But let's just have a look at some of the rules. I mean, it is hard. It's a little bit onerous, ambiguous, if you like, for drivers to understand on a restart what they've got to do. And we've had a bit of a look at the data. It's difficult from that guy in second position to judge what the guy in the front's going to do without contact.
Yeah, like how it is. But look, the driver's got a fairly clear understanding what the requirements are, and they all know the rules. They're all experienced. And what they have to do is the guy who's in the leading position of the car, he has to maintain a speed, and it's called the safety car speed. So whatever the speed was that the race director instructed the safety car to maintain, in this case was 60 kilometres an hour, that car has to maintain that speed up until the track goes green or when the safety car has left the circuit. Okay, so the rest of the field has to stay behind the lead car, and they can overlap, but they can't pass. So in this particular case, we saw Whincup, actually, I think he misjudged the start and he drove into the back of Winterbottom, and but in the end, Winterbottom's controlling the start. He can stay at 60 kilometres an hour all the way up to the start-finish line if he chooses.
But Adam, I've got to ask you, I mean, so I've spoken to Whincup this morning. He's clearly aggrieved, and I've sat in enough drivers' briefings with you. It's quite clear what's got to go on. Why do these guys get aggrieved? Where are they getting it wrong?
Oh, look, they're competitors. Look, it's right on the knife edge. They're receiving instructions from their engineer and that about when the circuit's about to go green. It's just a matter of timing. And, you know, like they want to maximise their position from the get-go on the green. And, look, it's just an incident. This is what we deal with. These cars are fast. You've driven them. They want to get the best advantage that they can. It's competitive. And the nature of the competition means occasionally these things are going to happen.
All right, I want to quickly ask you about the Paul Dumbrell incident. I mean, that was a bit of a weird one. We all know you go off the track, you come back on. If you sort of go back into the position that you came off, not a big deal. Now, this was an odd one. She's blazed right across the track. A lot of conjecture last night. I know you're up late on this one as well. How have you arrived at the outcome there?
Yeah, like motorsport's an amazing thing. It always turns up something new. And again, the rules don't always have a clear penalty that's applied for something like that. But here, look, you're not allowed to shortcut the track. It's against the rules to shortcut the track. There are some other requirements there. If you shortcut the track, you've got to join safely and you can't get an advantage. Now, in this particular case, he's basically cut 700 odd metres out of the length of the track. That is an advantage in our view. So we apply a penalty which we think is fair amongst the category.
All right, mate, I respect your full-on, straight up and down view, just how it should be, mate.
Good on you, Larko. Thanks, mate.